Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age format and the Majestix Open Series, please check out openseries.majestixccg.com. Also, if you want to learn about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and lists from the game's top players, please visit majestixccg.com/apex-insiders. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores at stores.ebay.com/MajestixHeroclix and stores.ebay.com/ClicksCollective. All the links for everything I just talked about is below in the description. And again, my name is Jeff, and as always, my co-host Patrick.
Oh yeah. What's up, everybody?
Congratulations, sir.
I know it's hard to see, but he's here. So, all right. What's up?
How was your weekend?
Well, I think it was a pretty good weekend. As you can tell.
Looks rather fruitful.
So, yep. Went to an event. So this is right into topic one here.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off number one topic, our event coverage. So you said you went to an event, but this wasn't just like a local event, right? So just to remind everyone, we live in California, and my man here got on a plane and flew to North Carolina, which is 3,000 miles away, right?
Oh, okay. Let me tell you. Okay, so and this brings me back to back in 2014, 2015 to 2016. Wow, man, that was like the golden age of Heroclix. And even before that, when I used to play on the circuit for the pro circuit for Versus, the Versus system. But I was like, you know what? And this is just tell you like the little itinerary how I did this. That was crazy. I booked on Thursday.
I remember you telling me.
I booked on Thursday night. I said, oh my God, Jeff, I'm going to do this. All right. My flight is at 9 p.m. on Friday. It's a red eye. I don't arrive there until like 9 o'clock in the actually I don't arrive until 11 a.m. Like 11 a.m. North Carolina time, because there's a stop and a layover and then fly over there. I go from the airport. The store opens at 12, so I get there at 11, get on a Uber, and then go straight to the store, stop by and get whatever drinks or whatever, like water and a little bit of food, whatever, close by, because I was there a little bit before. So come 12 o'clock, I go in. Almost everyone was there already by like noon, which is cool because by 1 o'clock everything was ready. And then after the event, we hang out. We're done probably by like midnight, almost midnight. Get some food at a diner, and then just take the Uber to the airport. And then my flight's at like 5:20. So I'm five something. And then so I'm at the airport lobby for like maybe like 3 hours, and then TSA opens, and then I go in, board, and then fly back. So I didn't even have to get a hotel or anything because it's a red eye, and then I leave early and then come back here early. So it was just the flight and the entry. So and whatever food I got.
That is awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's super hardcore. And so like just does this like this is the norm for our group that when we used to do stuff like this all the time if we're just there. Because I'm only there for like a singular fgokus and singular purpose. Look, I'm telling you, if you want to achieve, sometimes you got to be crazy, right? You got to do stupid shit. A rational person will do irrational things to achieve what they want to achieve. I think that's like, that's a lot of people, obviously look at like, you're crazy. I'm like, yes, I am.
Go big or go home.
And that's what crazy gets you sometimes. So like, we used to do this before. We would do that all the time, and it was better because there was like 3 or 4 of us that would do it. So it would be cheaper because we can actually stay a night and then split the room 4 ways, and then we really no hang out with them, and then go. That's because we're there just for one purpose, and that's why I was there. But really, also, wanted to go see my friend Chris Gordon. Runs Comic Dimension, awesome store out there. More news on that later. I haven't seen him in a long time. Store's doing great. Like they built out much more since I was there in 2015, and they have like it's funny. I was like, they have a dungeon room, but it's a D&D room, but it's really nice in there too. It's like a lounge. It's really sweet, and an interesting thing. He's the first judge that was when the ROC used to certify judges. I don't remember that. He was the first one in the entire region over there to do it, because I when I was the judge, I would administer, and then if he passed it, then he is official, and then he gets the test, and he can administer to somebody else, and then that's how you build a chain. Like it has to be given from, so it used to be, and then, but the first one ever was Matthew Peterson up in Seattle, and because I actually went up there to run an event, and I administered to him in person. It's timed and everything, and then so now if he wants to certify someone, he has the test and he can certify. So that's how it was supposed to be, right? And then it didn't. Like,
it's very organized.
Yeah. But the event was really well run, because I mean, you don't expect anything less from there. That's why they run a lot of like bigger events over there. There was I think 21 people there. Granted, it was a very when they announced all the regionals, it was kind of last minute, right? Like, you only had like 3 weeks maybe since this event and to the announcement, something like that. So they had to like scramble, and they still got 21 players. There was people coming from that's far from Virginia, actually driving. People came from all over around the area. All the top players were there.
Nice.
Like I remember you were asking me who are some of the players, and I'm like, these guys, they listen to our, like, all of them, which is it's really humbling after I met them, because they were just like, all of them were like, oh man, we listen to you, we watch all the videos, we watch the show, we subscribe, we read, like, and I would like to think we played a part in them being so good. Maybe that's just I'll
give you more credit.
Back there doing the Barry Horowitz here, a few wrestling fans, but like the top players, and I knew who they were because they they have written tournament reports when they win for us. So it's Jacob Bishop and Emmanuel Manny Olivaria, who I didn't know. And if I know you're listening, Manny, you got to tell me the story when you were a professional wrestler. He used to be a pro wrestler, so I got to know.
Oh shit!
I got to know. Yeah, because Chris is telling me that guy did. He was. I'm like, okay, I gotta get him on a podcast, and we got to talk about this. But those guys are super, super nice, super fun, and also one of the other guys there was Fletcher. Fletcher on Hutton. He's really funny. He was their the last time they did states, he was their North Carolina state champion. Yeah. It's funny because Chris was kind of giving him like, oh, so are you playing on this map only because you want to show off that you're the North Carolina champion, because it says North Carolina champion. He's like, well, yeah, you know it.
That's too good.
Cool. But a lot of good players. Also Richard Medina. When he was in the active military, he was stationed in Virginia, and his buddy John Burgess is over there too. And he made the drive, 5-hour drive, and he's a really top player too. He's part of the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot trio that plays Sealed and World all the time. They're always like top 8.
Team,
they're
right? Yeah.
Like really good.
I recognize the name.
On there. Yeah, they're really good. And so when he was there, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, it got real, because he's here. And then of course I know all the best guys are going to be there that play in the store. And dude, the comp was pretty stiff, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude. And I tell him, like, I'm gonna steal these from you and I'm gonna talk about it. Okay. So one of the cool ones was I played against John Grout. It was really cool, man. Him and his son were there, and his son was playing Beta Ray Bill. I was so excited. And then I was playing, so he goes, hey man, he's like, he tells his son, hey, he's here. And so he's like, oh, cool. So he asked me to sign his card. So I signed it. So that was really cool. And it's funny because that guy Fletcher I told you about, he's like a funny guy. He's like sarcastic. His humor is really, it's I think he'd be the humor some people might take as like the wrong way, but it was really funny just from he says it. He goes, He goes, well, I just want to apologize in advance what I'm going to do to him, to Beta Ray Bill. Like in advance. I was like, oh man, what the hell? So the game, he ends up killing him. And then, so when we played, so I ended up playing him in the top one. He's like, oh yeah, so remember when I apologized? I wasn't sorry.
It was payback for Beta Ray Bill is coming.
Yeah, but it was funny though. He said, because it's funny because it's like you hear it, just if you just read that, you're like, oh, what a dick. But if you hear him, it's
in the
like,
tone of the
like
voice.
Yeah, it's like somewhat of sarcastic, dry humor. So, and so when I was complaining about Sky Tyrant, he would go, hey, you playing double Blackheart, you get 0 sympathy from me. Yeah, that's fair. And so I was again, when he Sky Tyrant to me, I'm like, God, stupid Sky Tyrant. And he looks and he goes, again, 0
sympathy.
So it was funny. So that's why, and it's funny that he felt he had to preface like his humor, but like, no, dude, I totally get it. It's funny, and the way he says it, that guy, I wish that guy would be able to come out and travel and stuff, because I think he's really fun to be around too.
Very nice.
But the energy was very nice in there. Like everybody was like, it was competitive, but everybody was still cool. Like I didn't hear any complaints. There was like a couple questions that like Chris had to look up, but one of them being, and let me ask you this, mission points. If you win by mission points, what do you put in the win as a score?
The points scored, and then the person gets the win.
That's what I thought.
Am I wrong?
Apparently it's not.
Oh
no, you're not wrong. It's just interpretation. Okay, now check this out. I think they need to clarify this, because in other games they do. It's on the Heroclix rules chat forum on Facebook, but that's not official, right? It's not the win. But there you get, they said that you get the full points. It says under 5.04 rules, when it says, and this is very interesting, they're going to have to differentiate this. It says when a player is defeated, the winning player gets the full build total to report. Okay. Okay, so that, keep in mind, it says when a player is defeated. When you defeat the definition of defeating a player is they have to have no pieces on the map. No pieces with point value, right?
Yeah.
They're defeated, right? And then the game ends. Mission points says you win the game. The game ends and you win the game.
Yeah,
it doesn't say anything about you're defeating the player. It just says you win the game, and it specifically says the game ends, right? If you look at mission points, I believe it says when you get 20 mission points, the game ends. Well, so they're like, okay, well, why would there be a difference between the game ending and defeated? Isn't it the same?
Yeah.
Wrong, because when time is called and no player is defeated, the game ends, and at that point, you look at the point total of each player, and the person with most points wins.
Yeah,
they win.
They're not, and they're defeated. They're defeated.
No,
but
no. Because if you're defeated, you get full points. But if the game ends and it scores 100 to 50, the player who wins when the game ends scores 100. They don't put 300. They put 100. They don't put 3. Remember, that's a distinction that needs to be made, because even though they won, it's not the same as a player being defeated.
Yeah, that's weird. They gotta clear that up.
Yes, because by the rules, by the definition, undefeated mean if you're defeated, you have to put 300 points. Right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if the score is 150, we're playing, and they say, well, who got more points? I did. So does that mean I won? Yes. Does it mean you were defeated? No. By the rules of logic, no. Because if you were defeated, they would put down 300 points.
Yeah, because it's specific. I'm looking at the comparable book now. It specifically says Heroclix players defeated win. They have no characters on the foist with point values of 1 or more points, and nothing is resolving. And the second bullet point is their opponent scores victory points equal to the build total plus 100.
100.
So
that's
it. That doesn't sound like they're defeated.
It doesn't say anything about that. But if you look at the mission points, it says the game ends.
Mission points aren't even in the comparable book.
because it's something that it's on the mission points card. It just says the game ends, just like in Heroclix 2, when time is called, the game ends.
Yes.
Right. So it's the same terminology. So they're gonna have to just make that's another.
I don't think you should get a 300-point victory for
exactly
because you didn't earn those points. You got
won,
an alternate win condition.
Yeah, you won, but you didn't win by that exactly.
Because that would mess up a lot of tiebreakers later on too.
Dude, that would mess up, and man. So I mean that's a whole nother thing, because remember in the very beginning I said points should not be tiebreakers. It should only be strength of schedule, which is what they use in literally every other game.
Yeah.
If you look at Magic and stuff like that, they don't look at your points. They just look at your wins and your opponent's win percentage. Basically, it's the strength of schedule tiebreaker. And that's calculated, which that's what they use for everything else. Only Heroclix does points, but whatever. That's a whole nother thing. Because that could be very, especially now that with mission points, that's going to be way different. Because I think that's really dumb that they score 300 points for that.
Yeah, I don't like
that.
Because
like you said, they didn't score 300. It's like they didn't do that. Like, come on, they won the game, but they didn't score 300.
It's like the Undying teams, right? They get 20 points. They won the game, but they won by 20 points. By scoring 20 points, and your opponent getting nothing.
Yeah. So so it's kind of like the same, but whatever. I think that's something that needs to be discussed. That doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, it was 21 players. It was 5 rounds, and then cut to the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be just a plug for the future videos here that I'm gonna be putting up, and also articles. I'm gonna be writing an article on my team and a tournament report, and there'll be videos accompanying them. So be on the lookout. But I did play a mystical team that I've been practicing here at the store, and I got to shout out 2 people in particular, Alyssa McNeil and Julio Blandino. Those 2 helped me in the limited testing that we had, because we're obviously busy, there's no real events, but they come to the store and practice and play. And the event that I won with the Lady Phoenix, it was the same team except for silver. It was the same team as last time. I just took out the Recruiter Strange, put Sheriff Strange, and then I cut a what did I cut? I cut the witch that we had in there. Yeah, and then I put 3 ID cards instead. So yeah, there it is. But I put Reign of Terror as well, and that helped immensely, man. Being able to re-roll and then getting the free one. It was interesting because there were times where I wish I had the auto succeed
instead of the re-roll.
Yeah, because like there was a game where I needed it because I needed to. It was gonna wreck. It was like basically I was gonna win the game basically on the spot. Because what I was gonna do was I was going to running shot. So if I got it, and so I won the map, and I didn't. I rolled the 3 times for the leadership, and I missed all. Right. But I'm like, you know what? I would trade that for the 1 auto succeed right now, because if I make the Hellfire Guard, what I was gonna do was I was gonna running shot with, I was gonna sacrifice the Hellfire Guard, running shot, energy explosion. Okay, there are 4 Wendigos, a Magneto, a Leo de Venom, Mole Man, and I wasn't going to hit all of them, but I was going to hit like 3 of them with the first energy explosion. It was going to be Pen, which means like 2 Wendigos were going to go down. The Venom Magneto was going to go down if he missed senses. Scarab was going to take the shot, and Mole Man, whatever. They're all going to take hits, okay?
Yeah.
And then if I hit that, let's say Scarab doesn't get the super senses, the Blackheart will take Mystics, and then I can retell with the Tri-Sentinel to pulse wave the team. and then after they get the pulse wave, like they're all going to take 1. They're all going to get wounded tokens, right? Most of them. And then I was going to call in the Flash, and Flash was going to finish up the back row.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that literally would have just been 1 action, 1.
That's
right?
So dumb. Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2, because I have to
2.
call in and Flash. That's 2. And then, so that means Blackheart can still attack on top of that. And I actually had a second black heart that was going to follow up with another energy explosion if not.
If things
Because
didn't
then that
go
was going to be more.
accordingly.
And then so like all 4 of the Windows were going to die. Like basically everyone's going to die except for maybe Leo DeVenom because he picked Invincible. But then that would have been turn 2, but I didn't get it, so the game went longer. But that's the Reign of Terror is insane with the Blackheart, especially with I think Blackheart, man. You know, since day one when we previewed it.
Yeah, you were just like this guy. This guy.
You remember day one? I remember how good. Like I was like, this guy. How come nobody's on this guy? And remember we talked about how. I remember talking this in another episode, and I was like, look. I don't know how and so like the best way I can do this is just to demonstrate why
is
because the number one reason why people don't play Blackheart or double Blackheart is because they're scared to give up points. Remember, that's always the number one reason.
Yeah,
I was like, if you give up 100 points in Hellfire Guards but you end the game in 25 minutes,
I think that's okay.
Why does it matter? Like I remember, and I'm just gonna call him out on this every time. Clay, if you're listening, because we had this debate on this, and he just would not get off of it. And he
I remember.
Like, no, I don't like double Blackheart. I'm like, dude, I guess the only way I can, and it's one of those things like, if somebody believes something to be true, and you believe something to be true, you ask, what would it take for me to change your mind? Most of the time, it's show me by winning. Or show me whatever reason it is that I would say, like, okay, so if I win a big event or a competitive event, will you change your mind? The answer is normally yes, because if they believe that to be true, and why is it? Because of the reason for him is you will lose because you give up too many points by making too many of the guards. My argument was no, because you will kill them before time ends. And so far in 10 rounds, no, I played 8 rounds here and I played 5 rounds in another one. I'm 13-0, and all my games only one game ended before time. One. And that was because he tried to stall me out and whatever. I mean, it didn't matter because I still like wiped everything but like a couple pieces in the back. But so like with that reasoning, like you should like, is that enough evidence? Is 13 rounds and 2 like competitive events enough evidence to change your mind? So
it
like
should
anyone
be.
listening, like double Blackheart. I understand the trepidation on like, dude, I don't know if I should play 2 of them because I'm gonna make. I will tell you too, just the amount of charge flurry attacks that I made with those guys is absolutely insane. There was a game, one of the rounds I had the auto succeed in. Oh no, this was actually the game where it was in round 4. So on turn 1 I got one of the my 3 rolls, so I got one. And then on turn 2 I got both leaderships. So and my Blackhearts were up already. So there were 3 of them on the board. So my first action was to turn them all into demons, and then my next 3 actions was just charge flurry.
Oh my god!
And it just like
done.
Just oh my god, it was bad. I annihilated a Emperor Gladiator with that because he desperately needed to get the confidence token, but so he took the shot on Tri-Sentinel.
Ooh, it's a bold choice.
He's a 12 attack up top, right, with Power Gems 13. Well, Tri-Sentinel is deflection on hindering, and I put him on hindering because I had a feeling he was going to shoot. Well, he was like the only one he could see.
Yeah,
because he's big, and I don't know if he wanted to hit Blackheart and pop a guy out. So he went for the 13 on 21. He burned his prob on Gladiator, prob on Mr. Oz, and a prob on Marquis, and a theme prob from the Shi'ar. He burned 4 probs. He connected once, but I used my prob with Tri-Sentinel, and then he missed. So like he connected one time on the 8, and the next like 4 rolls were, dude, he rolled 2 7s and like a 6 and a 5 or whatever. But I'm like, geez, thank God I had the hindering.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God. And he goes, that's really bad because I needed the confidence token. And I'm like, oh crap. I'm like,
he's overexposed.
Dude, and I was like, dude, just let me get one more guard and I can charge flurry this guy for 12.
Because he can't reduce.
Because he has to have... That's why I was like, dude. So sure enough, I get both. My first one, I charge flurry. I kill the Shiar guard. And then next one on him. And then charge the next one. Flurry. It's just 9 damage. It's just gone.
Done. Oh my God.
And that was 2 actions. The third one just went to the back row of his guys and just started going over there. And then I sacked one, and then Blackheart went over and just like murdered everyone. Like it was bad, dude. Like I was like, geez, okay. And he was laughing too because he was like, oh, you have 3 of them now. It was just so, it was funny because the way he said it was like, oh, that's because not only did he miss, like, oh, that was bad, I missed. Like I needed the confidence token. And then when I got the 2 leadership, he's like, oh, that's bad. You have 3 of them now. Yeah, those guys are those Hellfire guards. I think, like I said, you turn them every single time.
They're really good.
I turn them on turn 1 because I can move him a full 9 carrying a Blackheart, and if they kill him, cool. If not, then they're gonna charge flurry. So like they kind of have to choose. Like, do I have to kill a 25-point guy that came for free, or do I bypass him, try to hit Blackheart, and he pops another one out, or I mastermind it? So it's like you have to kind of have to decide what you want.
The choices, you have choices, but they're not good choices.
Mm-hmm. And it's not that hard. It's not that easy. But they're 18 defenses, and if I'm able to put them on hindering, and you don't ignore hindering, they're 19, and you're shooting. Like you'd have to have a 12, and it's like a 7. And if I can see you for probs, it's tough because there were times where they would just miss because I would also try to put Faust in hindering for stealth, and also with an 8 of them. So if they try to use probs and stuff, I can roll, at least make it harder for them.
Yeah.
So that was it was good. After the 5 rounds, we went right into top 8. I ran into John Burgess again, and his team was really solid. I like the idea. He's playing Batman Prime, Kobik. So his team is a Batman Prime, Kobik,
yeah, and
Sky Tyrant. So it's like that Batvaria type team, and he has like Green Arrow. It's a really good idea. I like that. I think a team like that could do really well if you flesh it out some more, because he's combining the Batman Prime Sky Tyrant from Modern, and he's adding an ID battery from Silver.
Yeah.
And were you the one who asked me if Kobik was good?
Yeah, I was talking. I brought it up to you.
Yes, and he was explaining to me why he thought. I was like, you know what? It's funny because I'm like, I think so. I was like, I don't know if Jeff was the one who told me this, but someone was telling me about asking me if Kobik would have been good. I'm like, could be, because she's a good, perplex prob, shape change, and 100 points.
Yeah,
that's insane, right? Now he was the only one who played an ID battery like this. So my 2 rounds that I played him in the Swiss and top 8. Sheriff Strange did massive work. Yes, because she could not, like, when he decides to call in, he literally has to pass the next turn.
Yeah, like, power's not going to help him.
Like even if you got the cosmic energy to take the token off, she doesn't attack or anything. So he would have to, like, and she's using her just for call in.
Yeah, that's rough.
So and because of that, it helped me like buy a turn and then like work on him some more. And the Sky Tyrants that I played all day, every time I got hit with a Sky Tyrant, every time Destroyer came out. Wherever Sky Tyrant ended, I just put the Destroyer in that column, and then they're like, crap, do I have to fight him? Because the Destroyer, oh my God, remember I told you how high I was on Destroyer?
Yeah.
It's really hard to play a Prime other than Destroyer, in my opinion. Unless I only played one person in that entire tournament that didn't play an
object.
No, that's wrong. Every single person. I'm sorry, there was only one person that didn't play IDs. And so that my Sheriff Strange was he's just there for perplex and leadership at that point.
Yeah.
I got to attack with them one time because they got too close, and I was like, "Oh, you're within 8. I'm just gonna RCE precision strike you, die." Next to Faust is taking 5. So, if they're going to be playing more, and there's going to be more objects that we see. If they just play that for more, like more objects, like Destroyer is gonna, and they can't hide because he follows them, which is really sick. Because like Sky Tyrant went back like 12 squares, and then boom, he comes in. Also a trick that a lot of people, I did it too, but I think this is the new norm, is to just call Flash in to give them +3 move and then go.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people saw it when I did it, but I was setting up my shot because they were counting and they were like back too far. So I would port over Felix, call in Flash next to my 2 black hearts, and then both my black hearts are running shot 8 squares, energy explosion 7. So I'm able to reach the back row, and then I can. So, but what I would do first is I would sacrifice a Hellfire Guard and shoot, so it's penetrating, and then the second one comes penetrating, and then the first one does another penetrating with energy. So it's energy explosion, energy explosion, energy explosion. That's and a lot of them are playing like taxis and colossals, so it's easy to energy explosion because they're all next to each other.
Little swarm teams,
yeah. So I think that's something that's a strategy that could be changed to counteract stuff like that. Because man, I did a lot of energy. I don't know how many times I just did a regular attack with Blackheart. Almost every single one was just energy explosion followed by another energy explosion, and it's penetrating, and it's just kills everything. And then if there's a Mystics guy, it's even worse, because if there's a Mystics guy, then you get Tri-Sentinel, and then if you didn't waste the Flash, you call the Flash, and then Flash finishes it off.
So nasty.
Yeah, the games can end really quick. And then in the top 4, I played Fletcher. He was playing a recruiter. Take a look at his team is good. He plays really well too. Yeah, there you go. He's a Blackheart Doom, Doctor Strange. It's a recruiter, so it's similar to mine. It's just I play Sheriff Strange, and he has Doppelganger. And both times we played, he was able to get out Doppelganger because he protected Doctor Strange really well. He forced me to kill his Blackheart.
Yeah.
And he forced me to kill his Doom. Like, he forced me to kill them so that he can bring out Doppelganger. And Doppelganger did work, man. He definitely did work. It's just, he actually chewed through one Blackheart, but I have a second one. There's a Felix Faust. There's a Tri-Sentinel. There's all kinds of stuff coming at them,
And you're giving up a lot of points too. Like if you're forcing them to kill your Blackheart, and then you're giving up the points as soon as you recruit them in.
Yeah, but you know what? At that point, you're losing, right?
Yeah, go for it. Go big.
That's what I mean. Like if you're losing and you're down, you might as well go for it, because like if you don't bring him out, you can't win. So he was able to, because he brought out Blackheart and he did the free mystical damage thing, that he was able to kill Blackheart. And then in the finals, I played the Secret Six. God, I really hate the Sky Tyrants, man. So Manny, told you, it's like him and Jacob Bishop are like their best guys. And of course, I wasn't surprised that I'd see him. And you could see it's basically your stock Secret Six team that you normally see. But he has Shang-Chi and Flash ID cards, and he opted for the Black Necrosword. Because remember when we were testing a while ago, we were testing with Black Necrosword on the map?
Yeah, because it's indestructible.
Hard. Yeah. I suggested to him, I said, hey, this is silver. You need to keep your theme count high. So I said, cut the Black Necrosword and put Thug. So you're +7. So if somebody dies, you still have all your stuff.
Good.
And he has 5 points left over. He can just cut an ID card and put a second Thug.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to.
The suited henchmen don't count for against theme either?
No, they do.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, look at them. Look at them. They have a different thing. Look at Thug.
Oh, Thug.
Talking about Thug.
I think I'm sure.
He needs. Yeah, it needs to be. It specifically has to be Thug, because he needs to get their.
He gains the keywords.
but he needs to keep the secret 6 count at 6 at all times.
That's
Otherwise, they can't outwit your stuff. So if he has 8 guys on the board, you have to kill 3. It's hard to kill 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to kill 3 because that means they can outwit all your stuff. So, like when we played, he charged in, and he had to. So what I did is, it's anybody watches our videos that watch the Alpha Strike, how to defend against it. I literally spread my guys as far as possible away, and I was like, you can only get one. You can only get like one group. You either go kill the Hellfire God Blackheart combo, kill Wendigo Sheriff Strange way in the back, or you try to go for Blackheart over here, or Faust in the front, or Sentinel in the very back. Like, I was like, Sky Town can go after one, and then the second time can go after the other, but I at least live.
Yeah.
And then go do something. And luckily, I was able to block line by putting Faust in hindering to block the objects through the line so he can't see through Faust. And I specifically did not equip. All I did was I just ran up with the 0 ring and just held it.
Love it.
Because I'm like, I don't want to equip it because he's going to shoot through me.
Yeah, you're not giving him extra targets.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's do there. So he came in and did his thing. I thought it was the right play for him to go with that. I was like, maybe you go after Sentinel, but I mean, it's kind of hard to pass up killing a Wendigo and Sheriff Strange. That's tough, So he did that. And then but the thing was, he didn't send out the second Sky Tyrant.
Interesting.
And his second Sky Tyrant, he could have went after Faust, or he could have went after Blackheart, because he still had a TK from Scarab and then also charged with Sky Tyrant. It's just when I asked him, he goes, you know what? It's because he said he wasn't buffed up. And I'm like, well, you're still an 11 attack with Flurry. You could still kill Faust. Of course I'm an 18 defense because I perplexed the deep. Oh no, it's gone because Sheriff Strange died, so he's a 17.
Yeah.
So I was like, you only need to connect one time on Faust. Maybe I roll out of it, but I mean, if you just pass with Sky Tyrant in the back without getting a res token, it's easier to kill him.
He just kind of dies, right?
So I was like, I think it's easier to just try to hit, because he was worried about not hitting the 6. And I have, if he tries to do prob, I have Faust. I'm like, okay, but the alternative is he doesn't have a token and he could just die. So we talked about it, he's like, yeah, okay, now I think about it. Yeah, I was like, that's why I was like, when we're playing, I was like, dude, Manny, why'd you have to win map? Because now I have to decide, like, how do I defend against this? Because he's fully equipped before he comes. And I guess my spacing was pretty good because he had to decide which one to go. And then Destroyer followed after Sky Tyrant came in, and then basically next turn, Destroyer came over, Blackheart did his energy explosion thing, and then Tri-Sentinel retail, and then Flash came in and did his thing, and then that was basically it. But I think Flash is so nuts. One of the options you could do too, if you really want the full reach, it's actually pretty good. I really like the double charge guy because he could do so many things. But what John Burgess did was he called in the TK Flash, the TK half of part of him from the 53 Flash. He has 3 dials.
Yeah. I didn't think you could bring him in on those other dials. I thought it had to be only on the 30 point. Because
those are all 30 points.
Are they? Okay.
Right? Aren't they? Can't you choose to play, like, if you play one,
if you pay 30 points, if you pay just 30 points, you have to play him on the charge click.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because those are clicks 4 and click 7. I don't believe they're actually
well, can you bring it up?
Are
they not starting lines? I thought you can bring them in different starting lines. Are they just not starting lines? Oh, if that's the case, then
if you do begin the game, you must choose a different distinct starting line for each one. I guess so.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I feel like you should, right? Because it's a distinct start. It's a starting line.
But yeah, that's only if you do the extra ones.
Oh.
So during force construction, you add 53 slash at 20 points if you also have the flash starting at 30 points on your force. If you do at the beginning of the game, you must choose a distinct starting line for each one and allow, or they all have 30 points.
Well, here's my question. If each one is a starting line, can I just play 30 points and just play the TK one? Because it's a starting line, isn't it? It doesn't say because the starting line, if you look at the X trainee and stuff, those are different, but they don't have click. Like look at X trainee.
Yeah, they're all different because it specifically says roll the D6 and turn them to that click number. So I was always under the impression that you can't just pay 30 points for a TK flash.
Huh, that's interesting. I wonder, it says distinct starting. So are starting lines not... Okay, my question is a starting line and click 1 different? Because okay, here's another one. Let me look at, because this one's probably going to be more relevant. I think it's the shield agent guy, because that's a more recent one. Okay.
Which one is it?
All right. Look at shield agent. He's 15 points from the Captain America set. Those are all starting lines, correct?
Yeah.
So why would I have to start him on click 1 and not on 4, 7, or 10?
His directions aren't on this one.
No, because there is no directions on him, because each one is a starting line.
I could be wrong.
That's literally the card.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to define it, because any of those green lines is a starting line. Or here's my other question. Is starting lines defined as blue, or what is it? Whatever, is it green? Starting line is green, right?
I think so.
So are starting lines only
red
considered green?
Red. That amazes red, red
or whatever.
Yeah.
Red.
There are all sorts of different colors. Depends on their point value, right?
Because Flash has different ones, but the shield guy is the same, right?
Let's see. Alternate starting lines. Page 3. Most characters have a single point value and a single green starting line. Normally, I click 1 to indicate their starting line. Characters may have specific effects that state what click the character starts on the game. If different than click 1, characters may have multiple green starting lines unless specified otherwise. You choose which of those starting lines it starts the game. Okay, so I guess I was wrong about the Flash.
It says green starting line is green, or starting line is green.
That's what it says. I can go find a Flash.
Well, no. Well, I mean, I think this is right, because the Flash, if you look at it, it's blue and red. They actually have different colors on the figure as well.
Okay.
So then that means you can't.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's right. I can look at let's look at alternate starting lines. Characters may have alternate starting lines that are color coded to different point values for the character, or are explained as part of a trait or special game effect on the card.
Okay.
You may only start the game with these characters on one of their alternate starting lines if you pay the corresponding points for the character during force construction, or otherwise paid any associate points necessary to the starting line, if applicable, and is described on the card.
Oh, so he did that wrong. He did that wrong, because that's how he was able to alpha me. I didn't think he could do that, because I counted it, because he called in the Flash, so he gets +3 move, so he's doing 14. But he TK'd him 8, 6 + 2, 8, and then he moved 14. So that's hit my back row.
Fuck, that's hardcore.
I was like, oh shit! I was like, damn, I don't think. Oh, so then he couldn't have done that then. Okay, I guess I didn't check, because I just assumed he was playing that Flash in the charge flurry, the charge one.
Yeah.
And then when he called him in and he goes, I'm gonna TK, I was like, wait, what? He goes, yeah, this is the TK one. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't account for that. So he charged all the way to the back. He literally hit my back row with him.
That'll fucking do it, dude.
Because I counted, I was like 14. I'm like, that's only 14. Okay, you can only get here. You can't get, and then till another 6. That's 20. Oh
yeah,
crap. Yeah. I mean, I guess no harm, no foul in that game because I rolled super senses with Sheriff Strange. So, like, I guess it evened out.
Yeah.
I mean, but
you're still victorious.
But he still killed my he killed my Wendigo, and he killed my Wendigo, and he did hit Sheriff Strange again with the second flurry, and then he retailed with Groot.
That's a lot.
Luckily, he missed with Groot, so I guess
balanced out.
But I guess that should have never happened.
No, that whole scenario should have never went down.
Oh, okay, man, that's interesting. I have to definitely. I don't know how many people knew. I don't know. I'm gonna have to Oh, geez, that's interesting with the Collins. Okay,
it's a lot of little things.
Yeah, little things now because of the ID stuff, right? But I guess that also goes with the second part of this thing was right before the event, the week of, right?
Yeah.
They updated the ban list by adding shield level 7
and shield level 1.
Shield level 1. So we don't have to worry about those. But also they also changed the ruling on other identities and real names.
Yeah, here, I'll share it.
And they just completely took it all out.
Yeah, so there's other identities and real names can't be used as an option for ID character selection. So that nerfed a lot of them and it cut out a lot of the ones that you can call in. So fun fact, Constantine ID card cannot call anyone in because they never made a character at all in Heroclix named Constantine.
That's dumb. And I think another one, if you Anthony Barragan brought it up to me, Spider-Woman is one because I think Spider-Woman doesn't have
hers has the hyphen.
Yeah.
So I think that's okay without the hyphen. I would assume it's okay with the hyphen and without.
Why? If you remember, everything has to be letter of the law. Remember, there has to be an entry for something when it comes to stuff like this. Is there something that
not specifically? Why it keeps doing that? Where is it at? Comp rule book. I was just looking this up the other day. So maybe was it names? I think it was character names and game effects. All right, so this was it. So when looking for a character's game effect, the name excluding anything in parentheses must match exactly to the name you're looking for. Characters' names are not case sensitive. For example, an effect referring to the name Rob would not work for a character named Robert, but Mr. Rob or Robert or robot.
Far. Okay.
So abbreviated titles are considered the same for determining characters. Mr. Wonderful. So I would say it would fall into that. It's basically the same thing. It's just abbreviated differently with the hyphen.
Is it abbreviated or is it just spelled differently? Because Mr. is abbreviation for Mr. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
What else is it?
No, I think that's then if by your logic it wouldn't work.
Well, look here. Look at perfectionist and the perfectionist. Okay.
Are considered the same name.
What else? Is there anything that has hyphens?
No, that's it. That's the only one.
Character card. Okay. So it would be the question would be is a hyphen an abbreviation or not? That would be the question because they specifically wrote Mr. and Mr. being the same because they're saying that's abbreviation.
Yeah.
So the hyphen or no hyphen has to be currently per the very top part, it's no. But if it is considered to be an abbreviation, then yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because or they could just put an entry and say this is an errata. It's supposed to.
Or do you think it's a definitive article? The hyphen? Probably not.
A character name preceded by no, because it says perfectionist and they are they're considered to be
the same.
Yeah. So it's not. So okay. The question is the hyphen an abbreviation, or a definite article.
Hey,
God.
leave your response in the comments, guys.
God dang it, dude. This is
I'm saying
stupid.
it's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
yeah, okay. You say it's fine. I say it's not until because it's neither one of these.
Yeah, I would allow
by
it
the letter
as a judge.
by the letter of the law. It would follow the top, but then we also need to define whether or not it's this if it's the other two. So until they answer that, it's at the discretion of the whatever, right?
Yeah.
At the event. So I think that'll be interesting because
ask your judge before you go.
Yeah, and that's and that's dumb because it should all be the same. Because you can't be like my judge says yes and you go to another event and says no.
Like they could have vetted this stuff earlier.
Yeah. Yep. No, they could have done a lot of things, like maybe announce it all before putting out the thing instead of putting the ban list. Right, because people who were trying to play with Shield level 7,
dude,
now they can't. Like the week of, that's like, ooh,
gotta change your team.
Yeah, that changed too. Especially, yeah, man. Remember, Shield level 7 has a ton of things you could call in.
A lot.
It's a freaking keyword. All right. All right. Well, I guess that's the regional. There's more coming up.
All right. Topic 2. We got a couple more Disney Plus previews. 2 of the big ones were the Prime Vision.
Yeah. That thing looks really good in modern.
Dude.
That looks really good.
Especially with no Widow. With Widow rotating out.
I was just gonna say, I was like that's why I specifically said modern.
Yeah.
Because Widow's an ID card. Which means
shit.
This guy dies. He literally is going to. If you play him at 200 points and somebody calls him a Black Widow, you dead.
Just
DED dead.
Vanilla, nothing.
Yeah, nothing on them. You have nothing on your dial, just numbers.
Yeah.
So, and if you if you call him at 100, or if you play him at 100, is he 100 points too?
100 points or 50. So here's our 100 points. We got 6 clicks for 100.
Dead.
Yeah, just it's like a one shot from a Sky Tyrant on a good day.
And you dead too.
Oh, that's like
so,
Sky Tyrant just flies by and you die.
If you want to, yeah, he blows him a kiss and he's dead. If you want to play this guy in silver, wow, that's like
big cojones.
You got some balls, man.
It's grapefruit size cojones.
Dude, that's because if you're playing and not only playing him, if you're gonna play him at you have to play him at 200 if you want to like even think of living.
Of calling anything decent in also.
Holy shit! Because at 200, like you might live at 200. You might live.
Might be able to withstand one barrage.
Yeah, I mean, like if you call him Black Widow and they outwit, and then Sky Tyrant follows a flurry, you dead.
Yeah.
Like you basically dead because that Black Widow's probably also going to use a recruit to poison you
and attack you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's still a 19, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not easy for.
It could be the finishing attack.
Yeah, no, because like if you're playing Sky Tyrant, you do 10, right?
Oh yeah, that's fair. And
then the poison does it. Like if we're doing that route, but yeah, like it's really scary. I'm just saying it's scary, but. In modern, I think this guy's nuts, man. Like he stops like everything, doesn't he?
So he's got plasticity. Adjacent opposing characters can't use improved abilities.
So that stops Sky Tyrant.
Yeah, he's got flurry, phasing, and when Vision uses phasing after resolutions, he can use flurry as free. Invincible senses, willpower with protected outwit on that defense power.
So it stops Sky Tyrant.
And then outwit shape change. When Vision uses shape change and succeeds after resolutions, heal 1 click.
See, so you would have to like if you're gonna fight him in modern, you just have to like use all your outwits on this.
You still gotta but the defense is outwit protected. Like you have to go secret 6
No. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to secret 6 him. Sorry.
Yeah.
That you would have to specifically go that route, or you're not getting through this guy. I mean, that invincible the whole way. Holy crap!
Hey, at least it's not restricted by 3 anymore.
And that's why, like, it's so good with like we always say, can you take a Sky Tyrant hit? Boom. Sky Tyrant.
That's a good test to see if you're worthy.
Yeah, this guy does stop it. Also, remember, if he does manage to hit Sky Tyrant, he can't leave. It's very hard for him to leave.
Yes, because he can't use his improved abilities and plasticity. His ass ain't going nowhere. He's gonna flurry him.
Just stay there. Yep, he might just stay there, dude. That's cool. I think this guy's definitely in modern. You're playing in bronze or silver. In silver, for sure, he's not living. Because you can just everyone has access to a Black Widow ID, whereas in bronze you have to just play Black Widow.
Yeah, and then in bronze, load this guy up with some cool stuff from Split Lip.
Yeah. This. I think this guy's cool.
Get a good tempo going.
See, you know what? In bronze, he's definitely because ID cards. I'm telling you, man, IDs. Ugh. This guy's definitely much better when it comes to this. So okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh. Get him an entity in bronze with impervious. So he's rolling to reduce that penetrating damage. I like it. All right.
What do you mean he can?
Because he has the invincible, right? So if you
give him impervious too. Yeah, that's true. He can roll.
All right. So we did not see Scarlet Witch last time. Here we are, Miss
the chase
for Wanda Maximoff. All right.
Does she have Wait, does she have multiple point values too? She does.
She does. This is big points and low points.
Low one is 75. Okay.
This is probably where you're going to see her played at.
Is that more my speed?
That's more. So she got 75 points. It's Senses, Shape Change, Psych Pen, Running Shot, Flyer. Yeah. She also comes with comes equipped with the Dark Hold. You pick 2 powers, and then she also has that Chaos marker, which is a power to generate, and characters within 3 of the marker can't use powers.
That's like the Agatha.
Yeah. And then she has a attack power, knockback, Psych Pen. When Scarlet Witch knocks back an opposing character after resolutions, remove an action token from her, or heal her 1 click. And then she's got Stop Senses Invincible. And when this click's revealed, the rest of the game she has cosmic
energy. So if you look, because of that, I think picking her at the 150 is actually playable because of that.
Because it happens earlier on.
Because then if you hit her pass, she just has it. Yeah, see? That's really solid, which means it's going to be harder to outwit her. And, she's just doing more stuff. I mean, she's a 13 for 5.
Yeah, and she can heal back past that stop click too.
Exactly. So that's why, maybe the 150 is playable because of that. If the stop click was only in the last click, then whatever. But because she has it up top as well, she's just going to have it now. And then she can keep healing with that, the knockback thing later on. And if you give her her equipment's nuts, right? Because she could pick Prob, Perplex, and Outwit, 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's
So do you think the time of temp holes is coming back?
Maybe it's what's hard is there's just too many people that just flurry.
Yeah.
As hard as it is to get through stuff, if you just have attacks upon attacks upon attacks, you'll just out action.
Yeah.
Because let's say
the law of average will be in your favor.
Yeah, right. Let's just say that she's able to live, whatever. And if she attacks 1 time, she kills 1 thing. And then the next time they're gonna flurry her again a bunch of times. And eventually it's just gonna come at some point. You're gonna get down there.
Yeah.
And I think that's if a Thanos dies, it's most likely going to be because they just got out actioned by a bunch of flurry attacks. Even though he can reduce, but if you're getting hit 6 times in a turn, and let's say you get to the toughness and now they're doing 2 instead of 3 instead of 1. Next thing you know, he's on click 7 or 8, and then he has to play regen and he has to mind control, whatever. And then it's their turn. They do it again.
Yeah, it goes fast once you get down those clicks. And those little clicks are 14D. It's bad.
Yeah, so nothing. And especially if they're going to be playing ID cards in silver. Because now you can call in more charge flurry guys.
Who else are you going to call in, right?
Yeah. So, it's in bronze and silver, and modern, it's easier, I think, for them to live, in my opinion. Because you know which guys can attack you. Like, you know that 30-point guy will not be able to damage me because he has a 1 damage. But in silver, that 30-point guy can call in a flash, and now that flash can come and hit you.
Fucking you up.
Yeah, and then who knows if somebody has like empowers and stuff, because now you're really getting through. And then you know that 50-point guy that's supposed to be there for support guy, that guy can call in Shang-Chi or whatever. There's a lot of like things that can go wrong for those tent poles in silver. And of course, on the other hand, those tent poles can call in guys, right?
Yeah.
However, wouldn't you just attack with these big guys? Like, how much more do you want Scarlet Witch? She's doing 13 for 5 pen blasts, ignoring hindering.
Yeah.
What guys are you calling in that could do better than that? Unless you can attack for free, which is why I think Thanos is okay, because Thanos can call in and then mind control, fine. But then on the other end, doesn't Thanos do 5 damage up top?
With the RC, I think he has like the RCE, it's like 4, right?
He's doing 5, right? Or is it 4? I don't know.
It's only like 4.
But if you're able to give him, let's see, is it 4 or is it 3?
Yeah, it'd be 4 with the RCE.
He's doing 4. Okay. So if you're giving him, so he's doing 14 for 4 if you're doing an RCE. But if you give him, let's say, Power Gem, or you give him Alchemical Fire or something that does penetrating, like, wouldn't you just, I feel like it's just better for him to just attack with that.
Yeah, because then he's spreading out more of the, especially with the Alchemical Fire, he's spreading out more of those fire tokens.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I don't know. It's very interesting to see how ID cards would work with him in silver, because I know that if you want to is there anything else to look at real quick for the Disney Plus before we go?
Those are the only 2 that I remember seeing that we hadn't seen.
Okay. Now let's bring up the winning team from the Lucky Dice. So I think they had 22 or 23 players, something like that. So it's a good number.
Was, I believe.
Was it?
That's how many I think they had registered for the event.
Okay. Yeah, 24. Okay, so they had 3 more. And see, here we go.
Yep.
Thanos Unseen Dark Phoenix. But if you look at the IDs, he's like the only guy he's really calling in is Green Arrow, because the Cyclops and Thor probably Unseen can call in.
Yeah.
Which Thor is it?
Captain America Chase.
Yeah, so the 50-point Thor. Yeah, okay. And then the 17th Thor. And then Green Arrow. Yeah. Because if you're doing the Green Arrow, they're gonna have no defense now. Thanos can, like, you know what's really funny about that? Like, that Green Arrow hits the big guy, they have no defense. Then Thanos mind controls the other guys to hit the guy that has no defense.
It's too good.
And then they're dead, right?
Yeah.
Or, oh, you have no defense. Dark Phoenix can kill you now, and then I heal.
Gee.
So that's kind of cool. I like it. Incandescence is that the one that's going on Thanos? Because that's the reality
precision, right?
It's going to be on. No, incandescence is not. It's I believe he does more damage when he does multiple bolts.
Okay.
Is that the one? Because the Thor gives him 3. The Thor gives him another bolt, so it gets 3 bolts.
Oh, jeez.
Which now means when he's doing his triple bolt attack, he can spread out more damage.
Yeah, and for the mind control too. Jeez.
Yeah, mind control too. Yeah, but the incandescence specifically says if you deal +1 damage if you use more than 1
target.
The damage you deal is like +1 for more than 1 bolt or something like that. And the reality gem is obviously on Unseen for TK and Perplex, which is solid. And he stops retells, kind of. And, he's got Prob and Outwit. That's solid, man. Like, I like that he's playing it. So on mine, I played Tri-Sentinel as my silver piece. That was, not modern. And he played Unseen.
Yeah. It was a good call with the Unseen. I haven't seen that figure played in a long time.
That's a good one, man. It's definitely, if people are playing retells, it makes it much harder for them to get in. But on our our event, it was mostly monsters and mysticals. That's always dude. It was monsters and mysticals. Here it's different. This is what I'm talking about, like the cool
Yeah. Like second
the
place was
metagames.
a scientist team.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like the different metagames in different areas shows you like the power that these the different thinking that they have. So scientist team here. See, there was no scientist over there. What else? Let's take a look.
Monster, but this had
Okay,
absolute carnage.
yes.
So,
Oh, absolute carnage. Okay, but it's still a monster team. I
Still
mean,
monster.
look, it's still look.
it's got scared.
If you're
Sky
playing,
Tyrant.
if you're playing Sky Tyrant, it doesn't matter what the other guys are. You're playing a Sky Tyrant team. Okay, like everything else is just like around him. So you're just like, you know what it is? Like you're just dressing up the same thing underneath.
All right.
Okay.
Some more Secret
Clark
Six.
Oh, here we go. See?
Looks familiar.
Yeah.
X-Men theme.
Milbert. Okay. There was an X-Men theme in ours too. So this is a similar one. This is kind of cool. Cool. Look at that Wolverine with Headmaster. I love it.
Got that free ID. Dark Side with no IDs.
Oh, look at this. Okay. Wow. Just straight up.
Yeah.
Wow. This is another tent pole, huh? And then Cameron is another tent pole.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Danny Walker.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is just
Overdrive.
Oh, look at that. It's Overdrive. Overdrive. Yeah. It's an Overdrive team. Love it.
Just go with the maggots. Cool. Just drop through maggots and poison.
Holy crap. And he just went with all the IDs too. Okay. That's kind of cool. Wow. He said, screw it. We're going maggots. Oh, you know what? Is one of them Black Widow? You know what would have been awesome if he was able to do a Black Widow?
Oh, the cheap one?
Because no defense and they just poison the crap out of him.
He ended up going with Professor X Prime.
Okay. Who's the what am I missing here?
It feels like it's missing something. You're right.
There is, isn't it? Because I think you're like this is only it's like 200 points or something.
I'll have to check.
Because he can't call in any of those guys, so there has to be like a 50-point guy that he's calling in, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
I fucked up.
That's fine. We could look it down. We could.
I think he was the last one. Topic number 4. Previews for the Scott Porter stuff coming out from at the event.
Yep.
The Heroclix for Huntington. And these are some of the dials and stuff for the Con Ellies that are coming out in the next couple months. So we'll start here with Spider Hulk.
Nice.
He's got senses. When Spider Hulk clears, you may roll a d6. If you do, heal him equal to half the result. It's pretty good.
You know, it's interesting because it says you may, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why was it made? Like, don't you just want to do it every time? And you're like, well, look at his dial. It gets stronger. So you don't. Sometimes maybe you don't want to heal because you know
stay on that charge.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
All right, so he's got his attack power up top. He has a range 4, free, place Spider Hulk within 6 squares in line of fire.
Jesus, dude.
Okay.
That's. Oh, hold on. ID card call in.
90 points. Oh shit, he's gonna bring in the Green Arrow.
Oh god, wait. What are his keywords?
Spider
Family. Oh, Spider Family. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, Spider Family,
Brute,
Monster,
Scientist.
and Scientist. Yeah.
So this guy could go on any team if you want. Oh my god,
so many good keywords.
You know what's cool? In the first half, he'll be ID calling. On the back half, he beats up people.
Dude,
so they're gonna have to deal with him. Yeah, because he does have 2 stop clicks. Dude, this guy's nuts.
It's really good. Gonna have to find me one of these guys. His damage power is Battle Fury, Close Combat Expert, improved movement through blocking in characters.
What? Okay, hold on.
Oh my god,
this guy has so many applications, man. Like just in modern, he's pretty good. And then in silver, this guy's insane because he breaks blocking too. So on the back half, when he's getting hit down there, he can just run through stuff, and he has Close Combat Expert with Battle Fury. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, you can heal. Oh, and he has super senses. Wait, how are they packing all this into an 8-click guy with 2 stop clicks? And it's stop what? Impervious? Willpower? What? All right.
And if
what a way to stop.
Get
He's a
him the
wild
Wonder
card?
Woman team ability. You're never gonna hit
Yeah,
this
so
full.
4, 5, 6. Okay, why? This is hard to follow up, man. It's hard to follow up this guy. This guy's nuts for 90 points, I think, right?
This is definitely one of the more impressive figures we've seen
Oh,
in a
dude.
long
Also,
while.
check this out. He moves 6, right? It's port
Yeah.
6. There's not even 4. It's 6. Okay. Now check it out. If he's like on click 3, he can port and then flurry somebody for 12 or 4.
It's fucked up.
What the? Wait, what? Okay. What's his improved movement up top?
Elevated
Okay.
spider.
Yeah. Okay.
Typical spider stuff.
Okay, so he's even better. So he can go. All right. That's a good start.
I like it.
Holy crap, this guy's nuts. Hey, check this out.
Oh.
Oh no, you can't. Never mind. Oh, we don't do real names anymore. I was gonna say it's Peter Parker.
I know. I was going through the Spider-Man ID and I was like, can't call him anymore. Can't call him anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Thor's combo set. It looks like there's 4 figures in that set. Toughness. Invisible Woman can reduce penetrating damage. That's cool.
Okay.
She has a attack power all the way through her dial.
Smoke is free.
Smoking is free. Free. Place Invisible Woman in a square within range of her smoke marker. After resolutions, remove the smoke marker from that square. Wow.
Wait, so she can
Invisible Woman within a square within range of one of her smoke markers.
So, wait. So she can.
It's like an 11 square move, right?
Yeah. So, but she can also theoretically. Wait.
The smoke is 6, right? Or is it 4 now?
Smoke is free.
Yeah, minimum 6.
Place. Yeah, but you can't. You can't. You can't go farther than 6, right?
No. So you place 6, right? The smoke cloud 6 out, and then you place her within range of one of her smoke markers. So that's 5 more squares.
Wait,
so
it says within range. What the?
So she can go in 11 squares.
I thought it was.
So she is a call-in battery. Jeez.
Yeah, there's another one. But you know what? I thought she ports onto the smoke, but it's within.
Yeah, hold on. So place Invisible Woman in a square within range of one of her smoke markers. So she can even go on the other side of a wall, right? Because
yes.
It just says within range. That's stupid good.
Oh my God. And then she can, in silver, you can call in someone with that.
100 points? And let's go, dude.
And it's a barrier defend. What else?
Invisible Woman can use barrier. After resolutions, deal 1 damage to each opposing character adjacent to one or more of her barrier markers.
Okay, hold on. So you can just port and then barrier and then damage them.
Give her the Zero ring,
dude. Wait, when she uses barrier, no, it has to be this one. Remember, it specifically has right. It's the damage specifically has to be from her barrier use here, not 0, right?
Well, it says barriers free. Make 2, right?
No, I know, but read her. When Invincible Woman uses
barrier,
uses her barrier from this. It's specifically from this defense. Remember?
Okay. Boo.
It's not. It's not. It doesn't have the 2 slash lines.
Got it.
Right. If it was 2 slash lines and it just says whenever she uses barrier or like then she whatever then that works. But it's linked, right? It's linked to this one. Maybe, but whatever. It's still that's still free damage that she's doing.
Yeah, just port and then barrier.
And she can so she can port 11 barrier and damage everyone.
Just why not? Sorry, Jason to Sparta.
Dude, oh my God, dude. And because you're barriering, like it's gonna be hard for them to if it's indoor, like they can't get around.
Dude, even play her at 50 points, right? Just move. Dude, and you still get to go the 11 squares. Like that's so dumb.
Oh yeah, and she could still call in Shang-Chi.
Oh my God. Too good.
No, I did not call in Shang-Chi one time the old tournament.
I remember you saying that. I was like, dang. MVP
you know why?
Right there.
You know why? Because I every time there was an option for me to call Shang-Chi, there was a better option with either just charging with the freaking Hellfire Guards, 3 of them, right? So my option was I charge with 4 Hellfire Guards or waste 1 power action to call in Shang-Chi. So and
Yeah.
also the other thing too is I needed more often than not, and I think this is something to tweak the team. I needed outwit a lot.
Got it.
So like Black Widow, that's where that was like your big suggestion there. Like MVP in a lot of matchups where there was the power cosmic or whatever, because they don't have it, and then she outwits, and then boom, I go in. And then the other thing too was if Blackheart, usually I get hit on the second or third click, he also has outwit, so they outwit, and then the guards just come in. I didn't attack with Black. Every time I called her in, I never attacked her there.
Yeah, because you don't want to waste the action.
It was strictly there to outwit and to put the smoke.
Let's get back to our previews.
Yeah.
All right, Human Torch. This guy looks sick. All right, so he's got toughness, also can reduce penetrating, poison. Let's see, the flames of Messelheim.
That's Surtur. Muspelheim. That's where Surtur is.
So he's got poison. When Human Torch uses it, opposing characters within 2 squares are considered adjacent. Okay.
That's pretty good. Not bad.
Penetrating Psychic Blast. Range. When making a range attack instead of normal damage, deal Human Torch's printed damage to value to each hit character. He's got 3 targets. It's pretty good. So he's dealing.
He's doing all of them.
Yeah, so he can deal 9 damage.
It's not. Oh, it's Pen Blast. Okay. Holy crap! Yeah. All right. So
7 range. That's solid.
Wow. You know, when I first looked at these guys, I wasn't really sure about them because, look at him at 50. Right. He's only 3 clicks.
Yeah, 10 or 10.
We literally have a 30-point guy in the Disney Plus set that has better stats and he's 6 clicks. When you look at him, it's like, of course the powers are all pretty good when you really look at it, and maybe the 75 point might be better than the 50 in this case, because for 75 points you're actually getting 6 clicks, you know, whereas like if you look at the 50 to 75 point mark, you're getting, for 50 points you're getting 3 clicks, for another 25 points you're getting 3 clicks.
Yeah,
and so the rate is there.
I know what you're talking about, because like sometimes we'll see clicks that'll be like 125, you'll get 2 extra clicks, and the other one will be like 85 or something, right? It's just not worth it, the extra points for it. So you're getting good value out of your extra points here. Yeah.
In this one, the 75 is actually probably better because he has toughness and he reduces, and he has all these cool things. Whereas the Invisible Woman at 50, she might be better because of all the crap that she does.
Yeah, she's just moving.
That's I can't. Are you sure? I feel like they messed up. They should have been. It says put her in one of her markers, but maybe that's what they really wanted, to port her 11. That doesn't seem like a little much.
Seems like a lot.
Right?
And just 11. Just to have no tokens, right? Because it's free smoke, free. It's a free port, right? Let's go back. Yeah,
dude, this can't be right.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the ultimate ID card guy to call in. Okay, literally, you can go across, call Wolverine, and now he has Charge Flurry.
On their side of the map.
On their side of the map.
Let's go.
Then, oh my God, dude, that's...
Dude, at 100 points, you can call in some big people.
Yeah, dude, I know. See, now that's another one, right? For 100 points, you're getting 9 clicks. See, now, at the 100 points, it's worth it.
So...
Wow. Do you do that and do Black Widow all the way across the map? Okay, we're getting crazy.
She needs what do you call it? Peggy Carter's shield. So they get the +1.
That gives 1. Oh my God.
So she's sharing the 19, and then everyone else has like a 20.
God. All right, are we doing Invisible Woman ID battery now? We're reporting all the way across the map, calling Black Widow in, and then ending their life.
Dude, it's game.
Can you imagine you moved? Holy shit! Oh my God, that's silly. That's ridiculous. All right. Let's see how crazy it is. Okay, because so far the first 3 are pretty good, right? Not bad.
Yeah. Let's see what's up with Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, let's see how stupid this guy is.
All right, so he's got the toughness, reduced pen, giant reach 4, long arm of Doom's Law. Clever.
That's really good.
Leadership, traded leadership, friendly characters with the police keyword within range consider each other adjacent when attacking. Okay.
Well, that's cool. So you get multiple bonuses if they're okay. All right. Well, with the police keyword.
Yeah.
So I guess that would only matter if they're using like enhancement or PD.
Yeah. That makes sense.
When attacking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's if they were considered adjacent, then like leadership works for them too. But okay.
So yeah, dude, you get a bunch of cheap police enhancement.
Enhancement or the PD ability, that's really good.
Yeah, dude, I remember you wrecking me with the PD ability.
The minuses, man.
Dude, I was like, oh, it's like, who needs perplex?
Yeah, you get the minus. Yeah.
All right, so he's got a defense power throughout the dial, super senses. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one that Mr. Fantastic and adjacent friendly characters with the police keyword have until you choose again. So you pick until you choose again. Safeguard outwit, safeguard opposing perplex, or safeguard opposing probability control.
Wow. Okay.
Dang.
I mean, I don't know how it says. How does it trigger again? Oh, at the beginning of your turn.
Yeah.
Choose one.
To choose again.
Okay. What do you think of these things that do that? The safeguard, whatever. I feel like it's kind of situational, but I guess he does have a lot of options here because he has multiples. I mean, the safeguard outwit's pretty good, I think, because that's a lot of the times how you get smashed.
Or even the safeguard prob, I think would be a good choice. But again, this is super situational because most people aren't playing a police keyword theme team
you'd have
or
to, play it.
To build
so
around
you'd have
it.
To play, excuse me, sir. Spider Family. He's a Spider Family. Remember.
So you give it to Miles West.
I know that's supposed. It was a joke.
I know.
You don't because they suck. However, I think Batman Prime is also police.
That's fair.
There's that. But then you're playing these. I don't know. So far he's like the one that's.
But if they're in your face for them to outwit Batman Prime or to problem, it's usually not good.
He's of the four so far. I think he's the worst one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe Thing is pretty good too.
Leech.
I think. Oh yeah. Oh, we didn't get the. Oh, that's.
We'll
okay, so just I don't know if you've sold out of yours, but I sold out of all mine when this showed up.
Dude, this guy is so good.
Yeah.
Silver Age, anyone?
Everybody buy your Leech ID cards. It now went up to like $50 because this guy just
broke.
So it looks like Thanos is a no-go in silver, right?
It looks that way.
He's absolutely dead.
Because it is.
Oh my god!
For 3 points, Thanos dies. Thanos dies.
Also, Unimind is dead. If nobody plays him, but like he's dead. Name any piece that has like they rely on powers and stop clicks. They just die.
Jakeem dies.
Like, keep in mind though, it also hurts your guys. Just make sure that you don't carry the guy you call in.
Yeah.
Who cares? Call him in with Moira or whatever. Who cares? But
or one of the robot guys, the constructs.
There you go. That's a good one because they don't care. Oh,
they're taking one anyway.
Well, yeah. Oh my god. So that means, wow. So you can do, jeez, and that's just one action. He's 25 points too. So you like any little dinky guy can do it.
And yeah, it's so silly.
Crap! No defense, no nothing. They can't even prob you. Ugh.
Damn, that's so debilitating. And that's what Leech does, right? He just says you can't use your shit.
And it hurts everyone, but it's just oh my god! So you can just throw him right in the middle of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that means like those maggot pogs can come in and just start wrecking house. Oh no! Depends. As long as they're not next to Leech.
Yes. So you have to position properly.
It's easy because
of course
you can control where Leech goes, but Jesus. That's crazy.
So
this is probably gonna be the most expensive legacy card, right? So far. I mean, unless he's really easy to get, but Jesus,
and
that's
this. Yeah, it's not shiny. I like it.
Yeah, I know they made it regular. Well, no, hold on. This is just their computer generated thing.
So you think it'll be shiny?
Ah, shit. Well, you know what though? The foil from the new one, is much better than the original ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it has,
and the cards are so much thicker. They got so thin at one point.
Yes. So
Oh
maybe, it's better.
They've improved
wow.
from the beginning. So
definitely. Did you sell any? I'm like, all my leeches are gone when this came out, and because I was away, and then when I looked at it, I was like, shit. So I looked at my stock, all gone.
That's too funny.
Brad Boyles, you took my last leech. Dude, it was too late. I upped it.
Nice
I think I was the only one up. I upped it to like $6. I should have upped it to like 25 because everything was gone. And then sure enough, that $6 was not nearly high enough. You know what I mean?
High.
This don't you think that the next time someone puts up leech, it's like $25?
Dude. Because basically in silver, you're building 297. Or if you're playing a headmaster, it's still 300.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, I'm like, this makes X-Men teams way better now.
Yeah. The swap out mechanics are so good too. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, dude, I love it. Okay.
All right, you're gonna see him a lot, guys.
Okay.
Good job, Adam. Good job.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that's good. So that's what they chose.
So honestly, I thought Adam was gonna try and get his Flash a legacy card.
No, I know, right? You're like, hell no. You know what the legacy card is gonna be? You just play them. They're all just gonna be the starring dials.
God, it's too good.
Let's see. That's the change. You just play them. All right, here we go.
All right, so we got a Harley Quinn.
45 is already strong. I mean, I like it. 45 points prob. Okay, I don't know what she does, but I like it already because 45 points prob.
Fan favorite figure, team player. She got a ton of keywords: Arkham Asylum, Gotham City, Gotham City Underworld, Secret Six.
Wait, Secret Six? Uh-oh. Do we have friends now? They have more friends.
Yeah,
Secret Six team has more friends.
Yeah, Suicide Squad, Sinister. Oh, Scientist. Excuse me, Scientist.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So she's got a trait, Quake, Flurry, but only if adjacent to 2 or more opposing characters. So that's cool.
Okay. I mean, she'll get in.
Yeah. The first time Harley Quinn would be KO, you may instead turn her to click 5 and place her adjacent to a friendly character within range. That's pulse wave protected.
So it's kind of like, okay, so she lives and she could. So, it doesn't say anything about her not being able to heal. So she can heal. Maybe you know what's cool? You can port her over to a support person.
I like it. All right. So she has on the back half Psychic Penetrating Blast with knockback. When Harley Quinn makes a ranged attack after resolution, she may knock back a missed target 2 squares in any direction. Okay. Somewhat useful. And then she has the improved targeting with a double circle line through it.
Okay. So she's for her point value, that's what she does is, wow, man, here they are packing all this stuff. So she's wild card, great keywords, 45 points prob, and then she just has Quake and Flurry. So it's kind of like a mini Tyrant in that, of course, not full, but as long as she's next to 2 people, she can Quake Flurry them. Of course, it's not exploit, but she just Flurry. She comes back, and then if she gets hit, she gets Pen Blast. I think she's really good.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, your cheap prob for, you know what now? Secret Six now just they have prob now without having to theme.
That's awesome because they didn't have that.
And of course, it's not quite the 1-for-1 comparison, but the teams that play Double Sky Tyrant, you could just play her instead of the second one. She's like a different version of him because it's still Flurry, just doesn't have the full move, but she also has prob and she has a wild card, so she can copy other stuff. Of course, the Sky Tyrant. Of course, I mean, for 5 more points, you play Sky Tyrant. But I'm just trying to think of think
outside the box. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's not. I mean, Sky Tyrant's stupid. So, all right.
We are the competitive podcast, right?
Look, everybody's just like probably thinking like, dude, how many times am I going to mention Sky Tyrant? Jeez, we get it. You don't like him.
All right, let's see. And
here we go. Oh, Jesus.
7 of Wands. We got another tarot card. When a character uses shape change, increase the result roll by 1.
Here we go. So it's a 3 to, what is it? A
50-50?
3 through 6. You read the scroll, guys.
Oh, geez, 2/3.
Or if you just copy the scroll and now you're 3 through 6.
And then what's that one scroll? If the general, right? So if he gets his shape change roll, they can't target anyone with a scroll team ability, or is it scroll keyword?
Keyword.
Fucking stupid.
So that means, like, check it out. Like, if you wanted to play I mean, obviously we're gonna give it a shot at bronze, but like you could put this on that Super Scroll team.
Mm-hmm.
Just if this pops up now, he's the 3 through 6, and they can't attack him at all. And usually he's the only target because everyone's in the back. So that's one. All right. That's pretty good. Jesus.
Because shape change wasn't good enough.
I know.
And here's the thing.
Here we go.
So he's got that toughness, can reduce pen. He has plasticity and running shot on that special movement power. When the thing or a friendly character with police keyword within range hits, after resolutions, you may place thing adjacent to hit character. Okay, I like that.
Wow. Oh, they really like porting, huh?
Dude. So again, he can just somebody hits with the police or within his range. Oh, so it's only within 3, right?
When friendly character with the police hits within range.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing it's 3. That's cool, but what's cool too is that he doesn't have to see them.
Yes, so he can go on the other side of walls.
Yeah.
We need to get him more range.
This is pretty good. My only qualm with him is that he only has a 10 attack
on the 75 point.
Yeah, 1575 is kind of hard.
If they flopped and gave him that the CCE instead of the Empower on that click, it would definitely be worth more.
Yes. Are all of them as Guardian? Because he's as Guardian.
Yes, because they're all Thors, right?
Oh yeah, okay. So that means
they're part of the Thor.
Oh, you know what? Hey, we're looking at a Sheriff Strange Battle World team now. Okay, we're looking at this.
Oh, Battle World Other. I see it.
Because they're Battle World Other, they can get +2 now.
It's dirty.
And so for silver, it's stronger, right? Because they have ID cards, like especially when that visible one can port. God, that's gonna be okay. Woo.
Did they not realize that she can port 11 squares? Or I don't think I read it wrong. I read it like 4 times.
No, you didn't. It says within range of her smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I thought it was in smoke. Oh my God. Okay. I feel like that's wrong.
Play it as it is.
11 square port. I'm playing. I don't care what. I'm putting her on my first Battle World team or as Guardian, whatever. Because remember, as Guardians are really good. Because remember, we have Ymir and Surtur as well.
Yeah, and Mary Jane makes the Spider family, right?
Oh my God! All right. Yes,
so,
right. That's cool.
Hamrai is going to join the Asgardians.
Mary Jane.
All right.
Okay.
7 of Cups. When a character uses Mastermind, they choose a friendly character within 6 squares instead of adjacent. Oh. Wow,
that's pretty good. To me, it's not as strong. Because for the most part, you're going to be having your Mastermind guys next to you because you don't know when this is going to pop up.
True. It pairs well with the Latvian Village if things can line up.
Okay, that is an interesting. Yeah, that is true within 6 squares. Okay. But yeah, okay. I mean, I'm kind of really skeptical, especially with these effects. I'm really scared that some of these come up at like the wrong time and it just like wrecks the game. This feels like a different version of the D20 Faust.
Oh. That was AIDS.
Exactly. It's just that because we had talked about this over there at in Greensboro, where the D20 Faust was stupid when it was out. The effects were so debilitating.
Yeah.
That it just like completely changed things, and then you can like do it again every turn. Granted, here you only get 1 shot at this, and then it's gone or the next turn. It's just. They took that out because it was so crazy. I just hope that it's. I wish that, like the shape change. Okay, whatever. The +1, whatever. I wish a lot of them were like, you get +1 defense against range. You get +1 defense against close. You get +1 attack when making range. You get +1 attack when making close. You get +1 damage when doing this. Like a lot of them, I think would be better if they're situational. But I don't like. Like if someone says like you can't use sidestep, I think that's stupid. Like you can't use barrier. I hope they
got rid of an ID card that said you can't use barrier.
Yeah.
So I sure hope they don't have one of those.
Right. But like maybe they don't. This is me just surmising because they have 78. How many more things can they do?
They got to get creative, right?
Yeah. So they're gonna have to do that. Like one of the ones might be like lines of fire aren't hindered this turn. Like that's really bad because
Like,
I wish it would just be little stat boosts and stuff.
Like, I'm happy they got super thematic and went with the full. They wanted to create a full tarot card deck, right? But I almost feel like they maybe bit off more than they should have, because that's 78 game elements. That's even more than the set, right?
Yep.
So, and they got to
scary.
get creative.
I'm just like kind of
Apprehensive.
very low, worried. Like, hey man, I don't want this to get too nuts, but we'll wait and see. But I really hope they don't have those type of effects. Maybe it's just boosts here and there, or detriments. Like if you use barrier, the minimum range is 2. But it's not stopping you from burying, it's just less. Or like maybe barrier, but minimum range of 7.
Or instead you only get 2 barriers or something.
Yes, or whatever. But like I just hope like you can't use stealth this turn. Like that's not good.
Yeah. Well, they have one that character can't use improved abilities, right?
Oh, do they? See, that's like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe that's still okay because of fucking Sky Tyrant. But still, I don't know. We'll see. Or like Outwit, but minimum range is 2 or 4.
Yes,
whatever.
Because they've done similar effects like that in the past. That they restrict the range for Outwit, Plex, Pro.
I think the restricting is fine, but just outright not being able to use it is bad.
That was the old was it Hydra team ability, ATA or something?
That can do that. But also, what's name does it right now? Because I went up against it. Leo DeVenom.
Yes,
he makes
correct.
Outwit
to 4.
Flex only 4. And that's okay. It doesn't stop you. It just makes it less.
But it makes it more inconvenient for you.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop you, and I think that's fine. Okay, here we go.
All right, Queen of Pentacles.
Kind of stupid too.
Character can only move in direct paths, diagonal, horizontal, vertical, and can't change direction during movement. It's like Elijah Snow, right?
Yes, it was.
And Shaman.
Yes.
Like it's just annoying.
I can't.
But again, shit like this would like fuck up Sky Tyrant, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What if they're making this because, like, dude, how do we screw Sky Tyrant? Here we go. Let's do this. No improved movement. Yeah. Only direct things. Like, oh god.
Because this stuff like this could just really slow the game down. Because it gives you less options, but you really gotta think about the options that you're presented with. You're like,
I don't like this.
You're like, I want to get in a position, but I don't necessarily want to be in that position. So
because I don't. Oh god. Okay. Whatever. Next.
Yeah, moving on. All right. 3 of Swords. When a character uses Pulse Wave, they deal 2 damage instead of 1.
Okay, I think that's okay, but didn't they nerf Pulse Wave because they didn't want this to happen?
Right? I don't know. But it's all right. So every 5th turn, right, you get to do Pulse Wave for 2.
Yeah.
So if you get it early, right? If you get it early, Tri-Sentinel.
Like you get on turn 1?
Tri-Sentinel's gonna Pulse Wave for 2. That's really good.
Oh my god,
that's stupid good.
Oh my god, dude, that's insane. Yeah, I guess what they're thinking is nobody's doing Pulse Wave anyway, but maybe they will now because of this. Yeah. I don't know. I always, like I said, I'm always wary about stuff like that, but whatever. Yeah. And this is a big one too. Wow,
yeah,
can't heal.
Characters can't heal. So that kind of fucks Blackheart.
It messes that. It messes up.
It's up Thanos.
Dude, oh my god. See, these are the ones I don't like, the things that just say can't. My opinion when it comes to game design, if you're gonna do effects where you just can't do anything, there has to be a cost. There's no cost for this. You need to, like, when you do the ID cards, you have to pay 5 points on your team to be able to call that in to get the inspiration, like that says no barrier defend. Number 2, you have to be able to have a figure that can call in that guy. Number 3,
both ends, be the caller and the callee.
Yeah, and number 3 is you have to give a power action. So you have to use one of your costed actions for that. So there's costs. Here, you're just flipping it. That's it. There's nothing. You're just doing it. So if they're going to do something like that, things that say can't has to be a cost. Otherwise, everyone just do it. But if you want to restrict or give a bonus, I'm okay with that, even though I still don't like it. At least that's worse. That's not it's not as bad as just not being able to do something, or even worse, letting your whole team be able to do something that they can't normally. Like,
yes,
look, if everybody else perplexed. Like, whoa, let's calm down. You know, they probably won't do it, but that's an extreme
it's
example.
excessive.
Of like,
Yeah, but
everybody has this for the turn. I'm like, but we don't know. There's 78 cards. What else is there?
Everyone has shape change.
Right.
Everyone has senses.
Yeah, I see that one. I don't like because now, yeah, whatever. Next.
Yeah, I remember how mad I was when Wonder Woman came out. All right, spirit of the game. So let's see if we get a quick picture of the pug. Okay, it's not here.
Is this like the Scott Porter thing?
So Matthew Ventura got to create a bystander.
Okay,
so he created a bystander. The stats aren't on this one, but so spirit of the game is on a theme team. The beginning of your turn, action total +1. So I think it was a 20-point bystander, and bystanders don't count for or against theme.
Nothing.
So just it's like a power woman.
20-point leadership here. So this guy's leadership 20-point.
Yeah, 20-point action without the leadership.
Yeah, holy crap!
It's really good.
Dude, Doom just got better because you need to stop this crap because that's the Jesus. Like if this guy starts to see a lot of play, you're gonna see long turns because that's 5. Remember, it's long enough when people are doing 3 and 4. Now you're doing 5
on top of all the autonomous free actions.
Dude, I might put this guy on my Justice League team. So I have 6 actions. I'll be like, yeah, fuck you. You don't get a turn.
I'm gonna sit here and take my 6 actions.
Yeah. I'll take my 6 actions, and by the way, I have free actions with these guys too. Like, fuck.
So 30 minutes into the game, you finish your turn 1.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, see, this is what they. I don't know. I don't like that. I wish it just said leadership. Oh man,
it's completely what it is.
I think that's cool. It's cool. Like all those previews are
good.
Cool. I can't wait.
Definitely hyped, excited for some good stuff coming forward.
Yeah, that's cool. I definitely that Spider Hulk. So for me, it's Spider Hulk, the Invisible Woman,
and
then who was the other one? Was there another? Okay, Harley because she has problem. That's it. Otherwise, she's okay.
Yeah,
I think those are 3, right?
Yeah,
and then of course the spirit of the game for the action total 1. Wow,
spirit of the game. Yeah, those bystanders that they're creating. Even the Scott Porter one was pretty good.
Yeah, 20 points for that perplex, and then they turn into crits if they hit.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, or if I think it just says it's not even when they hit. It's just 9 through 11 is just considered a crit, right? It doesn't say when they hit. It says your rolls of 9 to 11 are crits. It doesn't say when you hit.
So yeah,
because there's a difference, correct? Like it says hits of 9 to 11 are crit hits, but there are others that just say 9 to 11 are just crit. Right?
Okay, so you're thinking like between the difference between Yabanyorn and this guy, right?
Yeah, so like if you want to look at here's an example. If you want to try to bring up Donna Troy. All right, because so Donna Troy specifically says each turn, the first friendly finalized attack roll of 7 is a crit hit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say you have to hit with a 7. It just says if your roll is a 7, it's considered a crit hit.
Yeah.
See that? And then the other one is look at, was it Yarnbjorn that you were telling me about?
Yeah. Because Scott reads so when a character uses to target another friendly character, that character's attacks, their rolls of 10 and 11 are also critical hits. So they don't have to hit. So if you need a 12, technically you need a 12 or 11 to hit. If you hit a 10 or 11, you're crit hitting.
But it has, okay, now here's another one for Yarnbjorn. This character's attack rolls of 9 to 11 that hit count as critical hits. So this has to hit, your 9 to 11 have to hit in order to be a crit hit.
Where here,
you see that's
you just got to roll.
Yeah, for Donna Troy, you just got to roll a 7. It's a crit. This one, you have to roll a 9 to 11 and hit, meaning they can still super sense out of it. Whereas Donna Troy, your 7, it's a crit, means they can't super sense.
Done.
So that's a very interesting distinction because the same one, if you want to look at for bronze, so people who are going to try this, if you look up Long Shot from Wolverine X-Men, his says all of Longshot's hits are critical hits, meaning as long as he hits with the attack, meaning after the super senses and all that stuff, it's going to be a crit. So there's that's a very slight distinction, but it's still a distinction nonetheless. So.
Yeah, but if he rolls a 12, they can't be evaded. Well, that's just in the rules now.
But that's just a 12.
Just in the rules now.
Yeah, that's just
the
rules of rolling. That's just the rule for rolling 2 6s. All right. What's next?
Our fourth and final topic is going to be we're going to talk about the Open Series a little more and what we're doing to move it forward.
Yeah. So announcement here. I know I got to make I will announce it this week. I'll schedule on the win and then put the pricing and everything because we already did the map. Which also note, I'm going to be sending you the map so you can do a little unboxing.
Yeah.
But Chris Gordon, my good friend from Comic Dimension over there in Greensboro, he runs all the ROC and WizKids Opens and all that stuff. You know, we go way back, and he wants to expand our Open Series together to over there. He wants to start it over there, so he wants to. The people remember, like I was saying, and you know, big shout out to everybody over there in Greensboro. Thank you for listening, Manny, Jacob, John, all you guys that watch and listen and read and subscribe. Like, you guys are a big part of why we are doing this, and you know why we were able to still, you know, be somewhat successful here because it's their support, and those guys I can't thank enough, and especially Chris Gordon. But he wants to help sponsor our series for the 2K. So our Open Series it'll be the Majestix Open Series presented by Comic Dimension now, because he's going to be coming in and then helping us with the kits and all that stuff, and he'll be running one of the invitational qualifiers.
Yeah, boy.
In the summer, you know, of course, we have the 2K in December, and you know, we're gonna have 8. Like, the goal is to have 8, but if we have enough stores that want to do it and we do 10, we'll do 10. And then we might up the prize more, because remember, we're still going to be funding the 2K event through the kits, through the winner maps, and through the qualifiers. And then now that he's coming in, putting in money to help that get going, it's going to be even easier. The location cards are on the way. The bystanders are on the way. The ATA is a little bit tougher right now because it has to be reformatted. So I'm looking at Jeremiah Peterson to help me out there, because then we can upload those.
Change some of the verbiage too.
Yeah, you know, we can't because we have to actually manually change the image.
Okay.
We can't, because I'm just literally just taking it from there, and then we just have to like errata it ourselves. Because not errata, we just have to clarify it, because remember, we can't change what's out there already. All we can do is interpret it.
Got it.
Because then we don't want to actually interpret unless they do an entry. But
some of them actually had erratas on them.
Yeah, see, so that's why we would just have those as like, this is the errata for these.
Got it.
You know, but we can, like the Heroes for Hire is one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be doing that. He'll, like I said, the qualify. The first ones are mine on May 20th, I believe.
Yep.
We're gonna have a big one. You're gonna be down there. Yours is June. After that's a 1K, right? So we're
I'm
gonna make sure that I go up there.
I'm
gonna go up there, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna do big. We're gonna go up there, like Barragans, Julio, Jesse. Listen, I'm gonna drag them. Like we're all going up there. Okay, so that's good. I'm sure Bakersfield will do something because Armando's always down. Fresno, now that Landers is there, Aaron and Craig would be able to do it.
Yeah.
Comic Dimension's going to do it. And then I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 of the stores in Tucson or Phoenix will do it, because Justin Harrington, Victor Miller, they're all there. They're gonna help out.
Wes is gonna wreck shop.
Yeah, see, to Wes is another one that can like help with that, and then hopefully we can expand to Vegas, because I know that Roland Wellington is starting to come back into the competitive scene, and I know that they're down to run stuff. So that's how many is that? That's me, you, Bakersfield, Comic Dimension, Fresno, Tucson, Vegas, and then if I can get Comic Cult, which, you know, Steve and Tony, they're gonna do it. and then Atomic Comics. That's another. Those guys.
Maybe even
it's
House
already
Rule
9.
Gaming down in Florida too.
Oh yeah, if David Newmark could do that, that's 10. If we can do that 10, we just have to space it out so that people can go to each one.
Yeah, because we have
I'm
between
excited.
now and the end of the year, right? Because you're gonna do the 2K in December.
Yeah, I just have to put the initial announcement, and then I'll fix the website and everything. But I wanted to get all the ducks in a row first before see, that's the thing. I want to get all the ducks in a row before making an official announcement, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why we're going to work also on the map list. We're gonna shorten the map because I still think there's too many. So I really think we should cut it down to we need to cut it down to 30. You know what I mean? And then just 30, like 35. But I mean,
and then it can start building back up from the new modern maps because
exactly.
We haven't cut a lot of the modern maps out in a while, so it's due. Mm-hmm. We can probably get that done before May.
Yeah, we can do that before our first one, so everybody will there, and then obviously we're gonna have to. Oh God, the tarot cards. We're gonna be very closely watching that.
Yeah,
because I am kind of worried, but it might just be nothing. Might be nothing, but we'll see. So, welcome Comic Dimension, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Dude, when he does his thing over there, you are coming with me to go over there to check it out.
Let's do it.
You should play at least. I'll help him judge it. Yeah, that's it. That's exciting to do this. I know it's really cool. There's a good time right now because we have the competitive ROC events are coming, and then now we're doing ours, and then Worlds is in September, and then maybe the WizKids Open will come back. We're starting to see Connelly's.
Yeah, feel like people are hungry to play Clicks.
Yes, dude. I remember telling you, I was like, dude, I was really hungry to play because it's been like 2 years since I played like actually something. Like the last time I played something competitive like that high was States in Arizona in 2020.
Oh, that's been a while.
And that was like about this time. I think it was like May so it was like almost 2 months.
No, we were in lockdown by then, dude. If 2020?
No, we were. But they had their they had it. No, but they had it like later on. It was like May, maybe it was May when it was like, okay, there's like limited opening, but they ended up running it.
Oh, snap.
We took the picture, but everybody was masked up and everything was like kind of shut down. But they we can do it, but you guys got to. They opened up for a little bit, and it was during the summertime when it was like, when it was like remember when like we can open up a little bit more because things went down because it's summer, and then sure enough, not Omicron, what was the one? Was it
Delta?
Delta, right? Delta came and then everybody shut down again. In 2020, and then Omicron was in 2021, and then everybody shut down again.
Too much.
But in the summertime, that's when everybody was like, okay, because it was good. I also believe that was when they were starting to administer like the preliminary
vaccine on the and then like the nurses and stuff, the doctors.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, we're starting to do this. Once we get then you can go. Because I remember, I think I got mine. I want to say in May. I want to say I got mine in May.
Yeah.
Because I remember in March. Was it April? Was when they started.
Was it 2021 that it started, right? The vaccines.
Was it 2020? Are you sure it was in 2020? No, you're right. It was 2020. Anyway, that's I think, and then the last thing we got to talk about, obviously, right, is they pushed back the freaking set.
Oh, Disney Plus got pushed back until June.
Oh, wow! It's to the surprise of no one.
I was expecting it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was supposed to. It's like, I think the initial date that they said was like the last week of April, and I was like, hell no. Hell no, because we would have gotten a notification of pre-release had that been. I
know. I keep waiting for my pre-release.
So that means it's not. Like, if we haven't gotten a pre-release notification now, 100% is not coming out further because they know they want to do a pre-release.
Yes.
And we're not going to have it. So come on. There was like no way. So, but.
And then that, of course, pushes back the Exosword set and the OP set. So be patient, play with the clicks you guys have, and
I mean, it's cool.
Rotation's going to be here in a month and a half.
Yeah, it's nice to it's still nice to be able to play, even whatever. Everybody's still getting used to all the new stuff now because remember, we had War of Realms and Empire just came out like back to back.
Exactly.
So it's okay for it, to me, it's okay that it got pushed back because people are still getting those 2 sets.
Yeah,
you know?
still catching up.
Yeah. So.
And there's still plenty of people that probably didn't buy product for a good couple of years while everything was shut down. So they're still trying to catch up. They're trying to catch up on their Wonder Woman 80th stuff, right? That everyone was hating on.
Dude, that's why all the prices are so high right now. Oh my God, I can't believe how high. All right. Anything else?
That's
we went a little long there, but that's good. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll talk about more stuff because there's going to be more events next week. I think there's going to be a few next week, right?
Yeah,
PJs,
we'll see the winning list next week.
Yeah, hopefully Craig will be there, and hopefully we can talk about his winning list.
Yeah, there's Texas. Craig said he's going to Texas. PJ's event, right?
Indiana had to break the news to PJ that we weren't going, so he booed me, and rightfully so, because we were trying to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, man. Next time, we'll make it up to him. But all right, well, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
We have just keep an eye out on the videos coming up this week. Articles. I have Jeff's article. I have Craig's article. I'm gonna have article from Lucas for PJ's event, and then also we're gonna be putting in the top 8 list that we just went over on our site as well as in the forum, so you guys can take a look at it. Because silver, it's closer to bronze. I think I'm more interested in like looking at those lists than modern lists, because I feel like modern lists, it's a lot of the same stuff. Like you can see here, right? We have Unseen, Tri-Sentinel, Sam Cap Team's Overdrive. There's like all these. So I'm like, oh my God, it's so cool to see all these things again. And not only that, but we get to see them with the new stuff, which we haven't gotten to see before.
Yeah, it's the combos that people are coming with are very interesting. So
of course we already knew this, but I'm just saying, like, for the people who only play modern, it's cool. So
our famous Bane quote.
Yeah, I know, right? You merely adopted it. We were born in it. All right. I guess until next time, guys, remember, only bad players blame the dice.
So practice rolling them, guys. Take it easy.
Shake it, Cali. West Coast.